If you were to ask me what the current best phone on the market is, I would probably tell you it's this phone here. The Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. This is the no compromise device. It does everything that you would want a device to do. Alright? But this phone right here is not my daily driver. This is not my current favorite phone. This is my current favorite device, and this is my daily driver. I've had the Pixel Fold for 1 month as of today. Let's talk about it. So I got my Pixel Fold on June 27th. Alright, so today is July 27th, 1 month, and as you can see, I got the porcelain color of the device. Right now I have the later case on the device. Alright, and this is my favorite case for daily use. Alright, I did mention that I have, if you watch my previous video, you'll see that I have the Poetic cases, and I feel like those are great cases for if I'm on the move and going on a trip or something, you want that extra protection. But for daily use, later case, alright, it almost feels like there's nothing there. It keeps the phone nice and thin. It's great. It's my favorite case right now. Alright, but man, for the last month, this has been the device that's in my pocket every single day. I tried this past weekend to use the Galaxy S23 Ultra for a day. I took it to the water park with me, and it was fine, but it wasn't anything that I felt like I needed to carry every day. So when I came home from the water park, I took the SIM right back out of this and put it right back in the Pixel. So I'm loving it, man. I'm absolutely loving having the Pixel Fold around. I think it's just so smooth. Everything about it is so smooth. I am running on the beta right now, the Android 14 beta. It just got an update yesterday to, what is it? I think it was like 14.1 or 14.2 or something like that. But if you can see there, let me see if I can show you all Android version there, 14. Alright, so everything is running pretty good. Just smooth all the way around. There are some things that, of course, I wish would be better. Say, for example, you open up Facebook or something like that, it doesn't have the full screen and you have to do the double tap to get it centered or go to the other side. You know, stuff like that, that's going to come with app optimization. Alright, you open up Twitter. I'm still going to call it Twitter. I'm not calling it X. But you open up Twitter, it's the same thing. You know, so things like that, that's kind of annoying. This is what, Instagram. Open up Instagram, it's the same thing. Shout out to the young homie Deuce right there on his football journey. Alright, but you know, this could all be better. This could all be better as far as certain social media apps. But then again, you open up certain other things. You know, there's Gmail. Opens up full screen. Look at this weather app. Full screen, whole thing there. You know, certain things are better. YouTube opens up to the full screen. We just gotta wait till those other apps are optimized, man. Shout out to Nassim. I'm gonna have to watch this and see what he thinks of this device. But yeah, man, it's been a good time. It's been a really good time. So I had a few reasons or a few items that I wanted to discuss about why I'm enjoying my time with the Pixel Fold. I didn't want to make this a complete full review because you all have seen plenty of reviews over the last month leading up to this device coming out and after it's been out. There's been so many reviews. You all know the specs, you know how it runs. My usage has varied a little bit. Like, I'm not one of the people that thinks that battery life is terrible on this. For everything that I do with this device and how I use it, I think battery life is pretty good. I'm able to get through the end of the day fairly well most of the time, unless of course it's one of those rare days like today where I was watching a full episode of AEW at work. Of course, at that point, then your battery's gonna drop. But you know, for the most part, I'm able to. I got battery saver on right now, but I'm able to get through a good portion of my day with a full charge. All right, look, battery usage. That's 8 hours since the last charge. But yeah, man, I mean, I think the battery is pretty good on here for everything that I need it to do. I think this is a smooth device, even opening it up and using it. For the most part, when I'm watching videos, I'm watching videos in this format. I like the tent mode. I really like watching videos in tent mode like that. Just have it set up like that on my desk and I'm watching whatever show that I'm watching because it's discreet. It's out the way and it's a full screen still at the same time. Alright? But the main reason that I prefer using the Pixel Fold over the S23 Ultra, which is a beast device. I will never say anything wrong about this device. This is more or less the best phone that's on the market right now. You can't really beat this. Alright? But the reason I prefer this over this is because this is fun. This phone right here is fun. It takes me back to the days of when I first got my T-Mobile Sidekick 3 back in 2006 and how excited I was to use that phone and just open it up and shoot a quick text and you know, all the things you could do with the T-Mobile Sidekick back in those days and how it was a fresh new take on phones because back then, oddly enough, it was either you had a little brick Nokia, which is what I had, or you had like a flip phone, easy for me to say. You had a flip phone, like a Motorola Razr or some kind of phone like that. So, actually no, at that point I had a little flip Nokia. I did have the brick, but at that point I had the little flip Nokia. I can't even think of the model number it was, but that's what I had at that point. And when I finally switched and got that Sidekick, it was game over. So this feels like those times for me. It feels like, man, this is fun. It's a fun new device. I don't got to use the same old candy bar. Even though for the most part, I'm like this most of the time. But when I want to, man, I can go into something else and boom, look. When I want to open this up, I can. I don't have to open this up. But if I want to open up the full screen, I can open it up. And that just feels great to me. That's so fun to be able to do it that way. Look at that sound. Look at that. I just love that. I just love that. My second point for this is what I've been talking about the whole time. This outer display is so amazing. And the way that, you know, it's so thin. Look at the thinness. Alright, I want to show you all the thinness of this device. Alright, isn't that, with the case on here, isn't that just about the same thickness? It's like pretty much the same thickness. Look at the bottom. That's about the same thickness there. Alright, so using this as it is just feels great. It feels really good, and it's comfortable to use. I didn't mean to refresh that because I wanted to get back to Nassim's video later on, but it just feels great to use. It feels much better than what it felt like on the Z Fold 4 when I had it. And this isn't going to be a video that knocks the Z Fold at all, because I did enjoy my time with it up until the end where it felt like the battery life started to die a bit. But for the 8 or 9 months that I had that phone, it was the primary phone that was in my pocket. So can't knock that at all. It was great. But I feel like this is a better experience for me. Alright? And continuing on with how great I feel like the screen is, I feel like since the form factor on the outer display is so great, and you know, this smaller outer display with the wider aspect ratio here, this is so much easier to use, and it's so much more comfortable that I use it like this more, right? And with that being said, it doesn't force you to open it up. You don't have to open it up all the time. Whereas on the Z Fold, it felt like, okay, the cover display is going to be for something real quick. All right, I'm going to scroll, but now it's time to get into texting and doing real business. Now I got to open it up. I have to open up the display to handle business on the Z Fold. Whereas on the Pixel Fold, this feels like more of an added bonus. This is like, oh, I want to watch a video in full screen. Boom. I want to do something on a bigger aspect. Boom. Now I can open it up. Boom, I watch the video here. I want to respond to an email. I can do it here in the bigger screen. But I don't have to do those things if I don't want to. I can totally just use the front screen. And I feel like that's so much better. Alright? I never really used a lot of the extra features on the Z Fold 4. Like, I didn't really use my S Pen like that, and I know that's a big selling point for that phone. And oh, you can use the S Pen, you open it up, and you can write and draw and do yada yada yada. I never used that S Pen. I actually still have it. I don't have the phone anymore, but here is the case. I need to get rid of all these cases that I have for the Z Fold 4. I traded the phone in towards this price, or I traded the phone in towards the price of the Pixel Fold, so I got $900 off the Pixel Fold for trading in the Z Fold, but I still have all of my cases for it. So yeah, I need to get rid of all these. I need to get rid of all these cases because I don't have the phone to rock with them anymore. But I never used the S Pen. I never did 3 different screens. I did do the split screen, like the 2 screens, but I didn't really do the, you know, triple screen or whatever. I never did that. But I did do this on the Z Fold, and I do it here. I do use this sometimes. I'll have something I'm texting up over here, and then I'll have something over here. Maybe I'm watching a video, you know, but I didn't do the add a third screen or floating screen. I never did any of that, so I'm not gonna miss that. That just feels more comfortable like this. Alright, I think this just feels way better, man. It feels great. Would you look at that? Comixology works in the full screen. Look at that. I did not realize that Comixology works in the full screen. Let me open up one and see if it's going to open up full screen, or if it's just going to be centered or anything like that. You download one and see what it does here. I did not realize that Comixology was already optimized for the Pixel Fold. That's a big one right there. Let's see here. Come on, come on, come on. And boom. Alright. Let's open that up. And it shows you what to do. Not, oh, look at that. I like it. I like it. It's kind of like right down the middle. Oh, it's time to be checking out some comics. Look at that. I like it. I like how it's already fully optimized. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to be getting into that. I am going to be using the Comixology app more now that I realize it's optimized. Fitbit, nope, half the screen here. That's no problem though. Most of the time I'm checking my Fitbit, I'm just real quick open it up. So this is probably something I would use on the front screen more. Anyway, come over, let's see, which one? Kobo. So this is one that I know opens up on the full screen. I was checking out this Death Mask book. I keep starting this book and I got like 3 or 4 chapters in and then forgot where I was at, so I keep having to go back to chapter 1. But one thing that I guess I feel like I wish this would do is make it more like a book. Like if there was a page here, a page there, you read here, you read there, and then you turn the page, and then it would be page, turn. I kind of felt like I wish it would do that instead of it all being on one page. And even in the, let's go to playbooks. Even in playbooks, it does the same thing. Yeah, so, boom, coming over here. I mean, it's still great that you can read in this aspect. This is like a small Kindle now, like a Nook, Kindle, something of that effect. So it's comfortable either way. I just kind of like the idea of it being page, like a small book, like a paperback book almost. But either way, this is still legit. I have no complaints after a month, man. I don't feel like it was money wasted, or I'm not disappointed. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about, oh, the Tensor is not good. The Tensor G2 isn't good. The Tensor G2 was amazing on the Pixel 7 Pro, and nobody ever complained about it. Other than maybe saying, oh, it heats up. I never really had that problem with my Pixel 7 Pro. So I'm not having that problem here. But if it's good enough to be on their top phone, and then they're like, you know what? Yeah, we're going to cut some corners on the Pixel 7a, but we're going to give you the same processor that was in our best phone on the budget phone. That's not to say, oh, the chip is a budget chip. That's saying, hey, we're going to give you the best processor we can give you on our budget phone. Yeah, we may cut some corners on the camera. We may cut some corners elsewhere on the screen. But the processor that's inside of it, we're not going to cut corners on that. We're going to give you the exact same one that's in the higher model phones. But then when this one comes out, all right, right now maybe they don't have the G3 ready. All right, but we still going to put what was the best processor in this one. Like, it still works perfectly fine. I have no stutters. I have nothing wrong with my device. Everything I needed to do, it works. Oops, I didn't mean to open that. Everything I needed to do works perfectly fine. I don't see how anybody could really complain with this, man. These Fiskars, I think, look kind of legit. Y'all seen these? These Fiskar Oceans? I've never seen one like out and about, but they are interesting every time they come up on my feed here. 350-mile range, man. That's good range. That's really good range right there. But yeah, man, to bottom line it, to go ahead and bottom line it, I'm having a good time here. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'll try to put some pictures up here so you can see some of the photos that it takes, because the cameras on this device are also really, really, really good. Is it the zoom level of the S23 Ultra? No, no. That's why I say, that is mainly the reason why I say this is the best phone on the market. There's no compromise here. This is everything. Anything and everything that you could possibly want in a phone is in this phone. Except for the fact that it can't do that. That's it. But if I need to go somewhere, like we go to the zoo or something, or we're going somewhere that requires me, like when I was in Dallas and we were at Comic-Con and I'm wanting to see far away things, I'm doing touristy stuff, yeah, you'll probably want this. That's not to say that this phone can't zoom. That's just saying that the zoom on this one is a little bit better. I want to see if I can pull up something that shows it. That shows like some zoom level. So this is the other day at the water park, and as you can see, really good shot from the this is the Z Fold S23 Ultra. Like, I can zoom in and see, my family up there. They're climbing up there, about to go down. I'm seeing, look how good the zoom is on this sign. This bucket fills all the way up and then it dumps down on the kids down there. So, yeah, I mean, of course, when you want that super zoom level, you're going to want this. You're going to want something like this. But for me, for everyday use and for the foreseeable future, I don't know what device could possibly come along and dethrone the Pixel Fold. I think I found my phone that's going to get me through the next year or so. Maybe the Pixel Fold 2. Maybe that one is going to be the one that dethrones this Pixel Fold. Maybe they make some improvements, add a little bit bigger battery. Maybe they make the camera a little bit better. I don't know. I don't even know what they could do for me right now. They'll add the G3 in here, of course, but I feel like they knocked it out the park. And there's a lot of this is their first one, this isn't going to be great, this isn't going to be good, because the first versions of these devices are never good. But for this to be their first foldable, this right here is outstanding. Is it worth the $1,800? I would say no. I would say, of course not. This phone right here isn't worth the $1,200 that it cost. The iPhone's not worth the $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 it costs. Nobody should spend that much money on phones. If you have an older device, trade those devices in, which is what I always do, and get the phones for cheaper. I didn't spend $1,300 on this phone. I got it on sale. It was like $8.99 or $9.20. It was something. It was cheaper. I think it was $8.99. So, yeah, man, you gotta get the discounts on these things, man. You gotta do what you can. That's why the Z Fold 4 is gone. As soon as I saw that I could get $900 off of this by trading that in, it was gone. It was out of here. And that makes this much more reasonable. That makes this a much better deal. All right. So anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe if you have not already. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. I truly appreciate it. More content is on the way. And I'll holler at you all in the next video. Peace.